Shush, shush, shush.
Sure,
Ni
sure,
hao.
sure.
Bing chilling. All right,
Been chilling.
we've got a little bit this episode. We've got Craven. We've got Game Awards. We've got loot. So if you're ready for all that, stick by and stick tuned to this episode of the Beardy Bros podcast. As always, what's up, Beards and Beardettes? Welcome back to us. It's early. To you guys, it's going to be normal. But let's just all in on the know. We've decided to do an impromptu on a Friday night instead of a Saturday night. And we're just going to go all into it because it's all fresh. While the
Because we're
information's
already
hot.
here. So.
While we're here, while it's still hot and fresh in our pockets, we're going for it. We're going hard. We're sticking to it. Just so we can talk about it. Not like sleep on it and get all weird about it. So, I'm going to get on to the episode. We've got, like I said, all kinds of things this week. God, I don't know where to start. I think I should start. I think I know where I should start. Is start with the KRAVEN. So if those want to stick by and listen to the KRAVEN, we're going to talk about KRAVEN. I'm going to talk about KRAVEN. May slightly spoil things. Try not to.
I mean, to be fair, these side Marvels have no spoilers because they're really connected to nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's more assumptions from my take on it, but it was interesting. I watched it today. It was good. Like it wasn't great. Like it was an okay watch. It's a movie you can watch. In my opinion, it was better than Madam Web. Madam Web was just a complete shit show.
That's not a high bar.
So it's like out of these movies, like it's a bit tricky because like I feel like Venom is it still in its own field, even though it's kind of in the universe of these movies. It just still feel like Venom, you know what I mean? It's in its own bar league, but in the trilogy, if you were to take it, if you were to look at Morbius, Madam Web, and KRAVEN, I'd say it's close to KRAVEN personally, but Morbius is KRAVEN's still like close to Morbius, but Morbius is still better out of the three. So Morbius,
That's not a high bar either.
you've got KRAVEN, and then you've got Madam Web. That's just my opinion out of the three. Like I enjoyed Morbius. Morbius was fun. Morbius was like pretty good where they went with that, but then Madam Web just kind of like threw it out the water. One key point I do want to very heavily talk upon is that you can, and I don't know why they've done it. I don't know what the original movie was like, but it is heavily redubbed. So there's scenes where they've redubbed the dialogue.
No.
And there are attempts where they've not even bothered to change the lips, and they just kind of like redub in audio that kind of matches the lip movements.
No.
And then there's points where the scene's perfect for them, but when they redub in the dialogue, they also redub in the mouth, so the mouth looks very like you can see it's patched in, and
No.
you see the mouth move. Yeah, that there's literally a scene in the movie where
It's
the
worse
chick.
than Indiana Jones. Like, no.
There's a scene like at least they've tried, because that's the one thing with Madam Web is when there's points like, because like I've said that before with the bad guy, when he's on camera he doesn't talk, but he talks when his face isn't on camera because they changed his dialogue drastically. So they used him talking when he's not actually being faced, so they didn't have to do any work. And this one here, they've done work to it because there's a lot of facial scenes, and it's kind of funny to watch. So that's a hot take I'll take from it. And just how things are kind of very perfectly set up as well. Like things are kind of just set up just to be set up for events that make.
You can see where the marketing went.
Yeah, like it's kind of funny. Like
Because they're not even.
when you go
promoting
away
that
from
shit.
a lot of the main dialogue stuff, like the setup stuff, because it's an origin style kind of film, but they have an origin within origin almost. It's like a very weird way of doing. I don't know, because they have the movie, but then they do a flash.
Like,
They do a flashback, and it's like, oh, let's do a flashback, and so it's like it's to see the origin of how he became KRAVEN, but it's like you didn't really need to have that. It could have been done. And mind you, you know how I said I watched it, so that they uploaded the first like 9 minutes of the movie, or 8 minutes of the movie. That 8 minutes they uploaded as well is heavily edited, and it's completely different to how the first 8 minutes. That first 8 minutes of the actual movie is like 12 minutes long, and they cut up sequences completely different, and rearrange scenes, and yeah, it's like, why upload the first 8 minutes if it's not actually the 8 minutes? Like, it's a bit It's a bit dodgy. So there's a sequence where you see there's actually there's a couple of sequences. Some of them are a little bit more spared out, which aren't a big issue. One scene was slightly swapped around, so there's a point where you see him escaping in that clip on YouTube, where he's climbing a tower and then he escapes. What ends up happening in the movie is he's already escaped. Then there's a scene you see, and then he climbs that tower, and they've like swapped it around. And then there's a moment where when he's running on foot and he runs to the storm, and he runs into the plane and it flies off. How they did that edit kind of makes sense, because in the movie's version, he runs into the storm, stops, is like, where the fuck am I kind of look? There's a wolf growling at him, he growls back on the wolf, turns and then runs into the plane. It's just like, what was the point of that? Like, why was there a wolf in the storm that he had to growl at? Like, they could have just had it where he ran in and just jumped in the plane and left. Like, that would have been the perfect version. Like, I don't know why they had to have him standing in the... You know what I mean? Like, they just do things just unnecessarily just to do things. Like, it's just... It's just... like I said, it's an watchable movie. Like, it actually is a watchable movie. And it's like watching any kind of basic action movie that exists, that anyone has done, whether it's a Statham action movie or a... You know... any kind of action movie is just an example. Like, it's just another one of those. It's just another action movie that just happens to be a superhero character. Like, well, not even he's a bad guy, really, but...
Sorry, I'll forget about it after watching it. Like,
so it's one of those things, but... It's just... Yeah, it's just the initial startup when they had the flashback sequence, the whole dialogue story, whoever wrote that origin part when they were young, the story for that part was just completely horseshit. Like, that flashback moment of the origin
sounds familiar.
Was just... But then once you come past that, the rest of the movie's great. Like, it's fine. Like, once you come past that and they go into the movie, it's fine.
The same writers.
Most probably is, but it's fine. The movie's good. Like, but that section just takes the pacing, because it's just like, cause they show because basically he gets in the plane, he has the card, he's just like looking at the card, and then flashback, and then it shows the origin of everything, and then how he gets the card, and he's like, oh yeah, I've got to find this person. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's been like 10 years or something. I don't know. It's like the pacing is just weird. Like, imagine being like doing like we've been doing, the way we've been doing perfectly fine. Everything's worked out fine for, you know, like we've been on the podcast for 5 years, fine the right way. And then one day I just happened to give you like out of nowhere while doing the podcast, I'm like, oh, by the way, Jim, I have this ancient, not this ancient, but like, Jim, I have this code that my great uncle gave to me. You must take this, and then you take it. And then for some reason it unlocks, you know, something that your dad needed. It's like, what the fuck? It's like unnecessarily, like,
right?
Perfectly, like, plot point is set up to be like, you're going to need this one day, and then the same day that happens, it's like, it's just, like, really weird pace, like, silly little, like, things. So it was just unnecessary. So, like I said, it's good. It's a watchable movie, but there's just some things that just get a little bit too carried away, and people are just a bit too, like, blasé, whatever, about events. But I will tell you something, coming back to the whole dialogue scene. I'm positive there's a part of dialogue, because the lips do not match up at all. But there's like the video of the conversation happening, and I'm positive it goes into a freeze frame photo, and they just pause it, and they have the lips put on it just for a bit of dialogue, and then it cuts back into the video. Like, it was so funny, because it just happened for like a moment, but it was like a 2-second pause on a photo of the scene. And it just needed to get like a certain amount of dialogue in with that scene, so they just like CGI'd lips in and had it move while it was just, you know what I mean? It's just kind of funny.
Oh no!
So, Jim's.
Yeah, I did a bit of research, right, of KRAVEN, on DB. They had 3 writers, right?
Yep.
This is one of them. They did KRAVEN, Uncharted, Men in Black International, Transformers: The Last Night, Punisher: Warzone.
Well, Punisher Warzone was okay, but
they're all shit.
Well, I'm saying Warzone was okay, but everything else, the other stuff though,
they did the screenplay for all these. Then the next one, KRAVEN, Uncharted, Men in Black International, Transformers, Punisher.
Yeah, they're like,
and the third one, this is where the action comes in. The Equalizer 1, 2, and 3. Well, yeah. The Expendables 2. So I'm guessing they did the action part because they did like Jack Reacher.
But the action stuff was great.
Equalizer.
Like the dial, like the choreography and the story
dude.
for like the fighting scenes were great. Like how they set those up were pretty cool.
But everything else?
Oh, that's the other thing that got me. The other fucking thing that got me in the origin flashback is he's young. He's like, I'm finally leaving. Like out of nowhere. I mean, the KRAVEN basically in this movie. What pisses me off the most is that what peeved me off the most out of this was that KRAVEN literally, like, I mean, it's KRAVEN in a sense anyway, but he literally came from power of privilege because his dad was like a gangster, like mafia kind of mob boss kind of style thing. So he's in a power of privilege, and he basically near on dies, but then he gets revived by the serum. So then, but then he's like, oh, I'm just gonna leave now because, oh, daddy's upset me because whatever happened. They never explain what happened to his mum. They had this whole setup talking about his mum being in hospital and he keeps having traumatized flashbacks about his mother, but then they never explain what happened to his mother. So it was all kind of wasted kind of context there. But then he like leaves. He uses that as to hate his father to leave because his mother died. But then it's like, I'm going to leave now. I can run away home. So I'm going to grab my couple of passports and all my different currency notes that I have, and I'm going to leave the country and go back to my homeland where we used to camp or some stupid. It's like, it's kind of like some, like, okay, you're just going to go to the campsite that your family owns or some shit, some camping property, so you're just going to live there. It's like, because you can, because you've got privilege, like...
I mean, they can, but...
But, like, that's where half the thing comes from, it's because he's privileged. But, when you see that scene, he's like, I'm going to leave, and then you see him walking down the valley, and he's just like, la-da-da-da-da-da-da, and you hear a rumbling, and he stops, and there's like a massive herd of, like, oxes or whatever they are, those fucking water buffaloes, come charging across the ravine. Bisons, yeah. They're just a big herd of them come racing over the fucking thing. Like, imagine you're...
It's like the Lion King.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Imagine if you were like, wherever you are, imagine you're just walking down the beach. You're just like, oh, I'm going for a stroll down the beach. And next minute, thousands of whales decide to beach themselves. You're like, what the fuck's going on? You're like, how? Why? It makes no sense. Or if like 1,000 people decide to race through
to anything KRAVEN, like
that's what I mean. It's just out of nowhere. They just wanted a sequence to happen. So they had like a Lion King sequence where there's just so many bisons running across the field, and he just dodges, like they just run past him. It was just like, what? Like, it was just such an unnecessary scene. Like, because it's all CGI anyway. Like, it just, oh.
That's the thing, like, we need to...
Whoever
writes... Can Sony get better writers?
Like,
it's not a knock on them, because it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Because, granted, these people... have done barely anything.
But I said, it's literally just that whole flashback sequence of the origin was complete horseshit. That the pacing, the dialogue, how characters did everything just made no sense.
There's no cohesion between the writers, I don't think. Like,
yeah, it was just like
they're in different rooms just writing shit and just paste it together.
Because like that was just so like, let's just do this and then do this, and it made no sense between correlation of characters, and it was just like it's a movie to watch. Like I said, it was preferably better than Madam Web. I enjoyed. Like it's a watchable movie. Like I could easily watch it again, but like it's nothing real. Like it's nothing to rave about. Like it's not a like a Wicked.
You watch
like
it
Wicked.
once and put it back on the shelf and never touch it.
Yeah. Like I said, I may if I feel like watching it, I'd watch it again. Like, but it's not like Deadpool Wolverine, or it's not like Wicked, or like Wicked's the better one that I'd watch again for sure. But like, you know that like. It's just a movie. It's just a movie to watch, to have as a movie. But what I was going to get at, what I was talking to you before, which is what I want to talk about, is this movie explained more of what's going on with characters. So what it's explained by, because it's explained by the guy who's Rhino, and it explains that there are basically what it explains more is that in each of us there's animal instincts. And that's where whatever's going on comes from. So it harnesses their animal instincts. So even though KRAVEN was the way he was as the hunter, and he had like the whole sequence of like the lion dripping blood into him, he was always that animal. He was always the hunter, like because it was in his blood without the animal, like without the lion's blood being dripped into him. So it made the whole sequence redundant, being like, oh, the lion's blood dripped into you, and you're imbued with it. When it's like when this dialogue in the movie goes, everyone's got an animal inside of them that can easily be awoken. It's just like. Then what was the sequence of having the lion's blood drip into him to make it seem like he was infused with the lion? But then...
I mean, it makes sense as, like, that awoken the inner animal, but also, like...
But that's already part of him?
It's redundant because it's doing the same thing as...
Yeah, so it's like it's already like he already had the hunter
Yeah,
lion
it still
instinct in him.
makes sense, but why?
Why give two?
But
Why?
why say the other one if
Yeah,
you're doing the lion's blood?
yeah. It's just like it's like a whole thing because Rhino
Like
had the Rhino instinct in him.
they should have like not said it, but like had it written somewhere or like
Mm,
had another thing. Like that's what I can get. Like someone says it,
yeah,
have it on like a board or a piece of paper or like where you just quickly pan or something. Like don't just have it out there.
yeah. That's exactly it. And the other thing they did as well is they made the chameleon. Do you know the
No, it's like
chameleon?
I think you're stupid. Like they have to say it till you
Yeah.
get it. Like
But the other thing was they had the chameleon in the movie, and they made the chameleon Craven's brother. I was like, what? It was cool. It was cool. He had the chameleon, but
but if you play Spider-Man 2, Craven kills Chameleon.
yeah, most probably.
Hey, I think his brother in that too. Actually, I think they are brothers.
I can't remember, but yeah, because
I think they are brothers. Actually, I think like because I don't think Chameleon's in Spider-Man 2, but he's mentioned. Like we go to his apartment
like in the new
because
Spider-Man.
Craven, because the
Yep.
connection between them.
Yeah, because Craven
Let me have a
maybe
look. Spider-Man 2.
the new Spider-Man game. Yeah, I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, he's in the game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I can't remember. That's where I get a bit. Craven lore, I'm not big on. Like Spider-Man lore stuff, I'm big on. But when it comes to some of the villains and stuff, I'm not massive in. I never really got big. Like I know base Craven, but I never dug deep into Craven. Like I know some Craven stuff, but not. But they do.
Like I know none of it. I just go by what.
But they do mention in this movie
Okay,
as well.
it's his half brother.
Okay, so yeah, so still is his half brother. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's still like that. They still got that lore there.
It makes sense, but like.
But like his, and then so chameleon, his instinct animal at core is a chameleon. Like, so like they do that whole kind of reference to that as well. So there's all these characters that have like an instinct animal
The
at
way
the core.
they do, like that's what I think.
Which-
like you need better. They literally have Spider-Man writers at Insomniac.
Yeah,
They wrote Craven better than the comics
yeah.
in that fucking game.
Mm.
They could have wrote that fucking movie. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, way better, way better. Any of the
Craven in
movies.
that game is ruthless. He
Because
is
basically, yeah.
until Venom meets him. But
So basically, what it comes down to is when you start looking into that lore, that there's creatures within all
I
of
love
us.
that. Though.
So and that's why when you start looking into it, then, so how they talk about the creatures are inside of us to begin with. When you start connecting that, when I was looking at like how that stuff happens within the events, and I remember in the Amazing Spider-Man game, there's characters which kind of redundancies itself, which is funny because if you remember the Amazing Spider-Man movie, we had a Rhino. Remember how there was Rhino in that, and he was in the machine.
There's Rhino in the Toby one too, I think.
Yeah. But if you go by the Amazing Spider-Man game, which is based off the movie as well, there's two rhinos because you've got the one guy that's a rhino in the machine,
Yeah,
and the rhino that's
Giamatti.
yeah, and
one.
there's actually a rhino who's a guy who becomes a rhino, like he's a half human, half rhino, which is in the game, and which is based off the movie. Like, so that means you've got two rhinos in that universe because the game expands from the movie. So therefore, you have two rhinos that exist in that game.
Yeah, but it's its own universe, right? Like they're not exactly.
No, so the game isn't part of the movie, but it takes from the movie and expands the movie in its own universe. So anything that happens in the movie is lore canon to the game. But whatever's lore canon to the game
but the
isn't canon
game's
to
not
the
for the
movie.
movie, though.
No, exactly that's what I mean. So it's not it's one way but not the other. So that means the movie Rhino exists in the games with the other Rhino as well.
Yeah, but the other Rhino doesn't exist in the movies.
No. So it's a weird universe there. But the way that Rhino's done in that game is, in the sense, similar the same way it's done in this movie. And then when you start connecting those things from the Amazing Spider-Man game, because the doctor that does this, who creates Rhino in the Amazing Spider-Man, is Morbius, Michael Morbius.
Oh yeah, that Rhino looks fucking horrifying.
Yeah, but he's half man, half Rhino. Like he's actually like transformed with DNA.
That's horrible.
That's the same, and the thing is, that's the same way Rhino is done in this movie. And when you start connecting it between, and they mention Michael, they have a different name for him. He's Michael
Yeah, that's
something else.
horrible. Like,
But it's
what
still
the
Morbius.
fuck?
They mentioned Morbius. So Morbius had this DNA thing, or the other doctor had the DNA, that created a cure to this guy's disease. So he was a rhino, so he was taking a serum that cured him, or semi-temporarily cured him of his rhinosis, which made him human. So he wasn't getting the scaly skin and the horns. But when you start connecting it all, when you go, okay, there's Morbius, he's doing the same thing. It's very similar to the way things are done in the Amazing Spider-Man game. So then, therefore, these events that are taking place are very similar to the events of the Amazing Spider-Man movie, which is the Garfield movie. Which, if you start looking at it, we didn't get the Sinister Six. But the things that are happening in that are happening in these movies. So, in sense, we are getting that universe's storyline expanded just without Spider-Man. So it's a weird way of thinking.
I prefer the Giamatti Rhino. That's
I
what
know,
Rhino
that was really
is like.
cool. But the fact is, that Rhino, that's what I'm saying, the Giamatti Rhino and the humanoid Rhino both exist in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like 1 or 2 game. They both exist in that game. Because you fight one of them in one of the games.
I see why they've stopped doing these movies now, because none of it makes any fucking
No,
sense.
so that's what I'm saying. So if you connect it all, that means, that's what I'm saying, Morbius, Madam Web, Kraven, and Venom all exist within the... No, but they exist some parley in the Garfield universe, because it's the same way they've done it in the Amazing Spider-Man game.
It's more the game universe.
Like, yeah, but it's like it's the same kind of way of doing it. So they've taken from those sources, and it's weirdly connecting. It's like what the fuck? Like it's.
I don't hate that Rhino look, but it's not good either.
But it makes sense when you look at Venom. Like at the core, he has this creature. Like okay, the symbiote takes over him, right? But at his core, Eddie has this like whatever instinct thing, and that's what Venom
feeds upon. That's still funny how that was meant to be Tom Holland's universe, and then they just changed it. It's like he's in no Spider-Man universe anymore. He's just like he's done.
And that makes sense with Morbius being him being so determined about the bats instinctively, because at his core, bat is his animal. At a core, he is a bat. At his base core, Morbius is a bat.
Like they set up this whole side thing with Venom and then just ditched it.
Yeah, but it's just funny that Kraven explains everything. So like Madam Web being the way she was instinctively like connected to a spider, and that's like the 3 other chicks, like the Spider-Woman, all those things.
Well, like...
Yeah, and like that's like the bad guy who was a spider villain as well. Like they show you, like they're connected to that space core, that those characters were spider instinct.
Makes sense to Green Goblin because
he's a goblin at core. I mean, but he is though. But he literally was though, because he was infected. Remember in the Garfield one? Remember he was transforming. He was a sickness. And that's the thing that makes you bring it back to the Garfield universe, because he had a sickness,
but like, still,
and it was turning him literally into a goblin, because he was getting ill, and he was turning into an actual goblin. Like, he was actually, his hands were growing the long nails, and he was going green skin. Like, at his core creature, he was a goblin. Like, it's weird. Like, that's...
Not in the Toby one, though.
No,
like,
no.
Normal dude.
He was just a man that went crazy, but that's what I'm saying. That's why these movies are part
crazy because of that.
Yeah,
like,
but that's what I'm saying. That's why Kraven, Morbius, and Madam Web and all that fit in the Garfield universe more, but they haven't bothered connecting it. But it makes sense because...
I think I know why they ditched it, though, because that Garfield universe is trash, but they had to make them because they were pre-planned.
Yes, exactly. So you can see where they were set up to be part of it.
This Tom Holland stuff was only new. Like
which then, if you go... Which makes sense for, like, the character like Vulture, because he is conniving and life-sucking, so that's why, like, his core creature was a vulture. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's like in that concept of Vulture's design, like that's why in Spider-Man instinctively his animal instinct like core is a vulture, because he was a greedy guy who sucked life from people, like, you know what I mean? That's why he made sense, but he wasn't in this. But then it was like, okay, you start thinking of the Sinister Six, you think of Octopus, like Dr. Ock, makes you funny then, okay, so his core animal is an octopus, like what? Like, it makes you think then.
So did they do a thing where like Kraven is a supervillain? Please say he's the fucking supervillain.
He's an anti-hero. He kills people, but
Fuck
he kills people, but he kills bad guys. So he's like a hero, but an anti-hero.
He's a supervillain. Like, for fuck's sake.
He's straight up a bad guy, which
he kills everyone.
Yep. I know.
Insomniac, please write. Spider-Man
that's why I kind of hated it. That's the one little thing that was a bit silly, like, why make him the hero when we know he's the villain? But they do kind of hint that he's the villain at the end. And it was kind of like...
Same as Morbius.
Yeah.
He's a villain.
Uh-huh. Like Lizard. And again, that's the same thing. Which again,
This is not really.
no, but again,
He is a neutral,
Garfield's
like,
universe. Garfield universe.
Yeah.
His core creature again, transformation, core creature, lizard. So that's why I'm saying these movies are set in the Garfield universe because each of these characters we've already seen in Garfield movies have had characters where their case baseline body or instinct is a creature of sorts. So that's why it's just crazy that
But why use that fucking Rhino, not the Giamatti one?
I know. But again, that's why I bring up the game because the game shares two versions. That's why I'm bringing up the game because the game is that's where it makes the game so similar because it has two variants of Rhino, a guy in a suit and a guy that's actually is a Rhino. Like, why like you know what I mean? Like, why does the game need to have two Rhinos? Why does
I
one?
remember the end of Spider-Man 2. Rhino was right there at the end. He was ready to fight.
Yeah, well,
They
that's
could
what
have
I'm
had him
saying.
right here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the Amazing Spider-Man game, you fight him. You fight that Rhino. But then you fight the other Rhino too. So, because you go, because what happened?
I'm kind of happy that they've kind of cancelled these now. Like, just stopped them after Craven.
Yeah. So, like I said, they
Like,
just had to, they had them there. They had to make them. They had to spit them out.
Let's just focus on the Miles stuff and that's it. Like,
Well, they are
do
now.
Miles and then end it. Like,
Well,
they're
going.
do no more.
They got Garfield. Not Garfield. They got Holland for a few more films. So he's already.
He's only a side thing though. Like,
No.
Miles Morales.
No, he's doing main movies. He said that he's back doing Spider-Man 4.
Well, yeah, but they're transitioning to Miles now, which is nice.
I mean,
Who's playing Miles though? That's the thing. Like,
not if you go by how Holland's been leaking it. But
that dude cannot keep a fucking thing.
no, because they gave him to give hype for the fourth. The fourth movie has nothing to do towards by the sound of direction of Miles at all. So the fourth movie doesn't even have any.
Stupid.
So it's another
Because no one knows who he is, Spider-Man. Like that for that reason, they're switching over. Like fuck.
So
sorry.
they're not even. I don't think they're even going to switch over yet because
they have to. The way the other one ended, like no one knows who he is.
Well, this whole fourth movie is a full Spider-Man.
Doctor Strange, no one knows who the fuck Spider-Man is.
Yeah, this whole how they teased it was just like a whole fucking. Yeah.
So you're saying has to not know anyone? Like no one's meant to know who? Like you can't do a movie like that. Like
I mean, you can, but everyone knows
but not after what's happened.
But everyone knows Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man still exists. It's Peter Parker.
Yeah, but no one knows it's Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's nothing.
They don't know who Peter Parker is. Like they don't know who he is anymore though. Like none of them.
Oh god, he's coming back.
They just know Spider-Man. They don't know who Peter Parker is. Which is fucking great, but like okay, like this is fucked.
Well, apparently Willem Dafoe's shown interest as returning as Goblin.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is ridiculous. Like,
he said he's willing to play the character again, so.
God dang it. It would have to be in Toby's universe. That's one he's fucking in.
It's set to return in 2026.
Because he got sent back.
Yeah, so. That's what I mean. It's going to be interesting, so. It's going to be interesting. I know.
It makes no fucking sense anymore. Like, it really fucking doesn't.
So it's either, is this Sony, like, it's Sony, Marvel, Sony. I know, so that's why I wanted to talk about that now, just get it out the way and just, like, bring it up because, well, it's fresh, because since I've seen the movie. But now, at least my mind's content at rest of where these movies somewhat sit in universe-wise, and kind of satisfied there, but...
I'm not counting Craven as it. Venom is the ending, the start and the ending of this side shit. Like,
oh yeah,
but they're the only ones that make sense.
Venom was the only one that coherently tried to tie in, but then they just couldn't do it. And that's why I think the movies went all weird because they couldn't connect.
Yeah, because he literally licked Tom Holland's on the TV, like he licked his Spider-Man or whatever the fuck it was, like. And yet they just like, no, we'll go Garfield.
I mean, it kind of already made sense that they were already doing this before Venom.
Oh,
you got to remember,
like...
KRAVEN was meant to come out, if I'm correct, before Venom 2. So...
Yeah.
And look how long they postponed that. So, this narrative was already there before we even had the rest of Venom, so...
I'm not keen for KRAVEN. Like, I had some hope, but after that, no.
Like I said, even though with what I've said, like it is a good watch. Like it's okay to watch. Like I enjoyed Morbius. I like Morbius. I've seen that a couple of times, and
Yeah, I didn't like that. So Craven probably not going to like that either.
No, but see, I actually
especially after I've played Spider-Man 2, which Craven is.
Oh yeah, from a Craven perspective, it's nothing like Craven. 100% not like Craven at all. Like maybe the running and the abilities and stuff, but
that's the whole point of the movie. Craven the Hunter. That's the title.
Mm.
It's more of
but
Craven
it's an interesting take on it. So
Craven the anti-hero, like fuck's sake.
I know the anti-hero thing shtick was.
He's meant to kill everyone. Like no one's meant to. He's meant to be this.
But that was like Madam Web. That was like Madam. They're having these characters that are predicted to be heroes that aren't even actually heroes.
Like how the fuck does Ron even turn up in that?
Huh?
How the fuck does Ron even turn up?
Oh, he's been there since the beginning. He's like another like mob boss guy, and he's trying to partner with.
So Craven finds him because
Well, he's looking for a list, but he finds Craven first. He sets a trap for Craven.
Yeah. That's not how Craven works.
So yeah.
Craven usually after he is the hunter, like not the prey. Like
yeah, he kind of lets his ego get the better of himself.
No one knows a Craven because he gets you first.
I know. Well, that was like that's another funny thing as well. There's a scene in the film where they have apparently they have facial recognition that tells you who their alias is because they're like here's a footage of this prison cell where he's escaping and they're caught on like CCTV camera, and they do an analysis. But apparently they have because it does like here. It's like here, watch this clip. Plays the clip and it's like him climbing through and there's like facial analysis and it's like has all these information. It's like alias Craven, aka the Hunter. It's like how do you know? How do you know? Like you just slapped an alias on it. Apparently facial recognition knew his alias.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Like no one's supposed to know who. So no one's supposed to know what the Craven the Hunter looks like, right? Or know who he is. But then a computer analysis system knows what he looks like. And knows
no, but then Rhino knows for a start.
Well, he knows because he gets the footage to show him who he is. So he gets this footage, and then it has the AI analysis, facial recognition. Goes, oh yep, this is. But like that's like me scanning you, and that's like me scanning you with a facial recognition scanner, and just having text pop up going, this is Craven, aka the Hunter. It's like how do you know? It's just you know what I mean. It could be any Joe Blow, Steve Bob, and you just got a fucking facial recognition.
I really don't like that at all now. Like,
but it's even funny because in the earlier scene, it flicks up when it does a scan. It goes 99.7% facial recognition, and then later in the movie, it goes 99.9% positive facial recognition. It's like what? Like, it's the same footage, but it somehow improved the facial recognition. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, this is the thing. Spider-Man 2. They know of Craven. They don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
They've heard of him through other sources.
Yeah.
Because there's like things dotted about which like speaks of Craven, like a great hunter looking for a hunt. Like,
yep.
They piece it together, say, "Oh, it's Craven the Hunter." Like, but they don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
They go looking for him.
Yep.
But he finds them.
Yep. Because
that's how Craven works.
Yeah, because if he picks up that someone's looking for him, he's like, "Oh, someone's intrigued in me. I'm intrigued in you," kind of thing.
Yeah, like.
He wants to know.
Craven has goons who are everywhere.
Yeah, so if someone starts hunting him, he wants to know who's hunting him, because he's the hunter, so no one hunts him.
Like does he have any goons in this? Like, he have any like who do his like watching and stuff? Like, or
kind of like, they set up people that he gets connections through. So they kind of
like
again.
Have a whole
that's what I'm saying.
Army, like...
That's what I'm saying. It's an it's an origin story, and they have an origin story within an origin story. Because you have the flashback, which is his origin, but then this is also
got delayed a couple years.
But this is also his origin as well, because he gets connection. And, well, in this movie, he's making
they had to push it out.
Like, it's watchable. It's like not as bad as I'm like making it sound. Like, it is watchable. It's a little bit cringy at times, but it actually is watchable.
There's nothing like Craven from what I'm hearing.
No, that's the thing. It's not like Craven. No, that's what I'm saying though. You got to take away from that perspective. Like, it is a watchable movie. Like, okay, yeah, it's not like Craven.
Yeah, but it's not Craven the Hunter movie.
No,
like, it's just an action movie. Like, that's what you...
It's well, I think isn't the movie literally is the movie called Craven the Hunter, or is it?
It's called Craven the Hunter.
Or is it just called Craven?
Craven the Hunter.
It is called Craven the Hunter.
He doesn't hunt.
I mean, he does hunt, but
he gets hunted. Craven the Hunted. That's what it should be. Like, fuck me, dead. Rhino, like, he's the dumbest fucking enemy.
I mean, that's always Rhino.
Rhino, he could not have found Kraven, like, at all.
Yeah, he's a different type of man.
Rhino is dumb.
Yeah, he's like a high tier mob boss in this. Like, he has a whole facility and he's like doing all these dealings and stuff.
High-tier mob boss? Because he's
Yeah.
fucking kingpin or something? Like,
Yeah, he's like that in a sense because he owns like a lot of different gangs and stuff, and he partners with a lot of.
I don't like that at all. No. Spider-Man wrote in 2 games better than the whole fucking.
Yeah, I know. You will watch it, and you'll see what I mean.
I'll watch it. I'll fucking hate it, but I'll watch it. I see why they cancelled everything. Like now, like they
I don't think.
stopped
Well,
it.
I don't think there's any much. But the thing is, though, I don't think they needed like anything was cancelled. What else would you do? Like, you know what I mean, though. Like, what else would you do? You've done Morbius. You've done like
Well, they're
Madam
going to
Web.
continue. Like they're going to.
But what?
Expand,
What would you do?
but
What
now
would
they're
you
not.
expand on? Like,
Thank fuck.
no, but that's what I'm saying though. At the same time, so what else would you do? There's
But why make the origin stories if you're not going to use them? Like
that's what I mean. But at the same time, it's just like what's the point? Like it's just yeah.
now I'm happy that James Gunn said like the DC they're not doing origin stories. Thank fuck.
Yeah, because it's unnecessary. Especially if you're gonna have an origin story with an origin story.
Ah. Like I'll just download the damn movie. Fuck 'em.
Well, that's what I said. It's better than Madam Web, which literally has a story.
I was almost actually buy it, but
But again, Madam Web. Madam Web has a story that happens in the future that hasn't happened yet. But you're doing a bit like she's worried about she's worrying about stuff that happens in the future. So these things haven't happened yet. But that's what the whole movie revolves around. Things that are premonitions.
yeah, because Peter's the baby. Like
Yeah, everything she worries about is premonitions.
this is why I said like the only side stuff that really matter is Venom because they're cohesive for a start. Semi-cohesive, like more than these other fucking movies. But also, it wasn't really an origin story either. Like Venom just, like
Yeah.
the first movie was a little bit, but not like.
But they
these.
moved on. They did it and moved on. Like they didn't muck around. They're just like, okay, they just set up
Yeah,
how.
that's what these movies were meant to be doing. Was like a trilogy thing, I'm guessing, but the movies
but like-
bombed.
If you have Craven the way it was without the original origin story in that movie,
No.
you would have been in a story that was a semi-origin story, and it would have been fine. But like I said, they had to put this origin in a beginning story. Like,
They didn't Craven.
yeah. It's just.
That's what I don't get. Like, why
Well-
have Craven the Hunter the main title, Craven
like-
the Hunter, but you're not.
It
you know?
kind of is, but he isn't yet. Like it's still in his early. Like basically, Craven. That's okay. So basically, this Craven the Hunter
Craven
movie.
isn't a hunter when he's young. Like that's an older.
Yeah.
Craven is maybe
That's what.
like
so
older,
best way to put it was
40s, 50s. Like
yeah. Well, he's still only in his 30s in this.
He's not the hunter then. I don't think is he?
No, he's still young. Because in the movie when he gets attacked, he's like in his teens. Because he's in high school, so he's only in like not even 20 yet.
What the fuck?
And then this takes place like 10 years later.
Oh no! So he's in his 20s.
20s, maybe
He's
just
not a
about
hunter.
30s or 30s. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's very early on. But he's been
not
killing people.
Craven the Hunter.
No, he's just that's what I'm saying. He's Craven.
He's just he's Craven off, but
Yeah.
at that point he's not even Craven.
But I love this is the one thing that got me the most. It's okay. So there's a hunter called Craven, but there's a guy that connects to everyone called Cravenoff. You couldn't connect those together. You couldn't connect that whatsoever. Think about it. Like, oh, I wonder who this Craven the Hunter is. Oh,
Hang
but he
on,
seems to
did
be.
they actually see Craven off and didn't even click? Like they just read Craven off and that was it.
Like, they didn't even connect that Craven and Cravenoff makes sense. Like,
Because Craven isn't a common name.
no, that's what I mean. And his
Cravenoff is not common.
that's what I mean. So wouldn't you then go, oh, take off the noff on Cravenoff, like, take off the off, and it's just Craven. Oh, that makes sense. Like, what an original name. I'm going to be called Craven the Hunter. So, like, bro doesn't even try to hide himself with his name. Like, it's just like how this movie's version does it.
He should have been called Sergey the Hunter or something at that point.
Yeah.
Because Sergey is common. Could have been any fucking one. But
So like
Craven?
it's
No. Yeah, I move on from that. Fuck me.
but it's
That's
all
fucking horrible. Yeah.
and,
Oh man.
oh no, it is interesting, but yeah, it's just all these
Also,
little
did he have his
fur
like
coat.
his fur coat?
Yeah, at the end of the movie. He gets it, and that's where he sits in the
Shouldn't have
chair.
that.
That's where he sits in the chair in that pose where he's like, okay, I'm gonna be the bad guy now. Kind of look. He has in his mind where it's like his dad gives him the coat and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna be like my dad now. I'm the bad guy. Like it's like at the end of the movie he's like, okay, I'm the bad guy now, basically.
No.
Yeah. So that iconic scene we see in the posters where he's sitting in the chair, that's like the last scene of the movie.
Yeah, because I did see there's no post credit scene.
No.
There's nothing because they're not going to continue that on, obviously.
But
still, like, but why even release it?
that's what
Just
I mean. Like
do it
he's,
Warner
he's
Brothers
in his,
and just
he's in his like I said, the character's in his 30s. It's like a very like I was gonna say though, this feels like this Craven the Hunter movie is the equivalent of like Batman Year One. Like he's in his like stages where he's been, but apparently he's been killing a lot of people for a while, so it makes no sense because there's a hunter that people know about, but they didn't know who he was. But
Craven.
yeah,
I don't think Craven got big in like. I'm gonna Google that. Hey. Like I don't. Who writes these? Like they've never written anything like comic book before. I swear.
it's just.
Okay. Uh, I don't know.
People at me.
Also, he calls himself Craven the Hunter. Like, what a dick.
Yeah.
uh,
What does anyone? No. But yeah. Anyway, um, we'll get into the game awards stuff in a sec. I'm just
Craven killed himself. Okay.
come down off that. Yeah, I do want to play that Spider-Man game at some point. Just to see what that's like because all that story stuff sounds cool.
It fucking good.
But I want to get into the goodie stuff I've got at the moment before we talk about the game awards because we'll leave that to last. We're already 40 minutes in. It's going to be a big episode, even though we said we'll try and do a quick one. We always know these kind of episodes are going to be big.
We can still do it pretty. Like, I'm not going through every fucking thing because a
No,
lot of it's.
I just want to announce off the awards like we always do. Just I'm not going to say who was nominated. I'm just going to say who won this.
Yeah, I've already
this
got
year.
them here ready to.
So we'll go through. I'll bring up my list again.
Oh, because I'm starting from the first up to Game of the Year.
Yeah. So we'll go that in a bit. I want to go through my stuff I've got. I went to the salvos, picked up some goodies from the salvos. So I want to show you that. I picked up the complete Harry Potter Blu-ray collection.
Ooh.
All 8 films. Guess how much I paid for that?
All 8 films? Let's
Guess how much I paid for this bad boy from salvos?
$20.
Less.
15?
Less.
12.
Less.
9.
Less.
Fuck off. Like 5.
I 8. $1 a movie.
Oh.
$1 a movie on Blu-ray, and they're in really good condition. Just the outer box is a bit beaten up, but the Blu-rays themselves and everything is in really good condition.
Fucking crazy. Like
$8.
$8.
$8 for a box, which is crazy for what's next in the thing. But yeah, box set $8. 11 discs, all on Blu-ray. It was a pretty good pick. I was like, yep, I'm snatching that up. I found on DVD a classic black and white Alice in Wonderland on DVD. Black and white.
That's not black and white. Oh.
Yeah, so
Why is the case black and white?
I don't know, but $2 found that. Good score.
I mean, then again, the Wizard of Oz wasn't either, was it? It was colour. So
yeah. These were all $2.
Weird decision.
I got the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children complete.
Ooh.
Complete.
Nice.
Yep, picked that up. That was $2. Got the.
I don't know if that's part of the like Steven story or if it's I don't know what.
I don't know, but this is the complete version. Because I'm sure I've got
Yeah,
another
the
version.
complete, like,
I've got another version of this. It's the incomplete version because I don't remember it having complete in it. So I've got another version somewhere. I've got to find that. So it's typical Final Fantasy on all media, not just games. They do their Blu-rays and DVDs complete and incomplete as well. So just a double dip there. I bought Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That was $2.
ooh,
Pretty good
go
pickup.
here, man.
And like I said, these
Right?
are in really good condition, like really good condition still. Because Blu-rays.
Yeah.
This was kind of funny because we were talking about this the other day, and
Oh no.
who was it? Who was it? It was Amanda and Thingy were talking about it, and I was ripping on them about it because of how bad the movies were.
Oh no.
So it was Paranormal Activity. So I was riffing on them the other day about it, staring at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
it's not just
I
one.
literally just like, oh fuck.
Because I was like shit staring. It was great, but I saw these. So not just one, but
Or
two,
two.
three. I think that's four, and that one's five. I think it is. Or was that?
I don't know.
But
They're not numbers, so I have no fucking idea.
it goes 1 to 3, and then yeah. But I got them all $2 each, so I paid $10 for
Jesus.
the 5 movie. I just thought it was ironically funny because they're talking about it and the shit staring. I was like, fuck it.
Right?
These are cheap. I'll buy these. And just be like, oh, by the way, I bought these. These. I got to post
I,
it.
I remember like what it was. You could tell, like you see all the ink.
I want to. Oh, yeah, I know. That's the funny part. But I want to. I want to post these into the Discord and just like picked up these cool collection just to because I was bagging them out. I just want to post them and they'd be like, oh, look at these cool movies I picked up. Just the shit stuff. So
You
got
need to
that.
fucking do it, my boy.
So that was pretty good. I was like, oh, that's not bad. I was like, yeah, it's the complete thing. We got the 2 and 3 are extended cuts.
Ooh.
And then they're all normal. But I haven't seen the last 2. I don't think I've seen the first 3.
It kind of reminds me of the Purge. Like
Hmm.
the longer they went on, the worse it got.
Yeah, well, the first 3 alone, or the third one was a bit different, but the first 2 were more of that camcorder, like Blair Witch style kind of movie. The third one was a little bit more
I
start
don't think
stepping
anyone
away.
ever fell for that though. Like,
I know. The third one stepped away a little bit more, and I know the last 2 became more like movies, like movies. Like they weren't really like camcorder
Yeah.
filmed anymore. Like they became like actual, like more because the production got more because
Yeah.
it took on because it was just an indie project. That's all the first movie was. It was just an indie film, like horror movie, and then it took off, and they're like, okay, yep.
It's like
You know.
the Blair Witch Project. Like,
So that was pretty cool. Hot Wheels this week. I got 2 Hot Wheel cars. I want to show those off.
ooh,
2 little Hot Wheel cars with a gold one there, and I got a blue one. It's the one from the
are they the
Arkham
same
Knight.
card, different colors?
One's from the Arkham Knight. Are they both Arkham Knight?
They're both same
Oh no,
card.
one's Arkham Asylum, one's Arkham Knight. So one's it's in a blue, but it's the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile.
Yeah.
That one there, you can kind of see a bit better. And then this one's the Batman Arkham Asylum in the gold.
Oh.
So 2
It's
different,
the same fucking car, just different.
2 different cars. They're very
It's kind
different.
of like an upgraded because Arkham Asylum was the first version.
This is like similar shape.
The only part is Arkham Asylum didn't have a Batmobile.
You only see it in that sequence when he drives into the asylum. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all it was.
That's it. Like, because it was just in the asylum. That's where the game took place.
Yeah, because it was just in the cutscene where you see him drive up, and that was it. Like that's all you really see of it.
I'll fix my beard.
I picked this up on special, and I was kind of happy about it because I like this game. I got Tracks.
What is it? Right.
Tracks. The old wooden train set.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
So this is a bundle collection. It's the Winter Wonderland collection. It includes wooden train, carriage, and characters, plus the Tracks game with exclusive DLC. And I'll get the little train out. It's cool because there's the wooden train. And the cool thing about it, it's a proper wooden train. It's compatible with the actual wooden train sets that you can get as you can actually buy or already have of the original ones. Like it's compatible.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, and it has and then it's the little magnet, so then the carriage magnetizes together, and you can sit the little Christmas people.
I'll be damned, my boy.
The little wooden Christmas people. They sit in the back. But yeah, like it's actually compatible with Act. That's what I like about it because have you played Tracks?
I have not.
Because the game itself is, because I played on either Steam or Epic, or it might have been on Game Pass, but I played it on PC. But it's like it's literally that you build wooden train track sets and you have the wooden train drive around. It's a nice little relaxing game. But it's on Switch and it's the Tracks Toy Box Edition. Includes exclusive Winter Wonderland Edition, and you can paint the tracks, you can paint all the blocks up. So everything comes with as that base in the game is the base, like the base wood texture. And when you're building stuff, you can actually customize and actually paint like the train up different colors the way you want it, the tracks if you wanted to, their buildings and everything. It's like actually playing with a virtual wooden, it's basically a virtual wooden set, yeah. But this was on special at the moment at EB, so
My god dang.
yeah, I only paid 36 for it, down from 60.
36.
Yeah, so I recommend getting your hands on it. It's actually a fun game. Like I'm like, oh fuck yeah! I specifically have brought the thing out for the Switch because I'm going to download it and maybe play some later tonight or tomorrow. So
download it. Is it not on a cartridge?
No, it's on a code, unfortunately. But
oh, for fuck's sake.
A lot of these games are like that these days. But it's still alright.
No, it's not alright.
I know, but
it should be small enough for the cartridge.
I know, because it's not a big game. It's crazy.
No, but that's a thing for because it costs more than it costs more for a cartridge than a disc.
Or yeah.
And those cartridges are not fucking big.
No.
But that game shouldn't be more than a couple gig, like.
But it's easy to print on a piece of paper.
Apparently.
And the last bit of haul stuff.
I don't believe it, but.
So I'm going to be playing that. I'm going to install that and play that at some point. It's going to be fun playing that again. And the last bit, which those that would have seen on the Instagram, I posted up there when I got the when it arrived, my order, and I'm ready to talk about it. Because I did my little like photo unboxing, you liked it, which is good. So I got the coffee scented car freshener, which I got to put in my car still. But I wanted to wait till I showed on here and talk about it first.
Right.
So yes, my Skull Beard order finally came. So I've actually had a week to use them, which is good. So we had Jericho come last week, and I used them. They were good, and I've actually wanted to wait till I got these, which was good at the start of the week. And I've gone through and I've used these, and it wasn't just like a small selection to like work with. Like I'd ordered 5 bottles, and they actually threw in with a promotion an extra bottle free. So I got 6 of these little bottle bad boys here. One of them is very weirdly strong and very sus. There's a pumpkin spice.
weirdly strong.
So, pumpkin spice. You can put it in your beard, but it's a very strong odor, and it does get a bit sickly after a while because you smell like sweet cinnamon, toasty pumpkin. Like,
and then if it's in warm weather, it'll get warm and start smelling.
But I got the barbershop, and I'd gotten the money, and I ordered the Don. And I ordered the Cubans, and then I also ordered the Mafia. So I went with, like I said, all their more named brand stuff instead of their specific weird scented name stuff. And they're very interesting compared to Jericho, which you see so all the bottles for Skull are like this. They're all just the brown kind of typical bottle.
Oh, that's got a big dropper too, does it?
With a dropper, and it's that's just their logo sticker on top. So this is where I want to start talking about it, and it's good. That's why I got, because you went straight Jericho, but because I talked about it, I said no, I'm going to try both because I want to dig deep into it. And so that's just your typical Jericho bottle, but they have a color to it with a nice label. But then you've got Skull, so very similar in size, but personally,
are they both 50 mil?
They're both 10 mils.
Oh, 10, okay, yeah.
But personally, I prefer Jericho's dropper. It feels more quality over Skull's. And this is the funny thing too, is I paid basically the same amount of money, where I got 3 bottles, was cheaper in the interim because I got 3 bottles, so it was cheaper because I paid for 3. Where the price of 5 was a little bit more, but I had like a promo code, and I did all this stuff, and I got it cheaper because I worked around promo codes and stuff, so I got it cheaper. But in a sense, the value kind of works out the same, which is a bit...
Yeah.
Using these for a week, it's kind of like, when you look at things, quality for the price you pay, when it kind of works out the same, Jericho's bottle quality is better because you've got unique colors. The quality of the dropper is a lot better as well.
Mm.
And the other thing I want to talk about is
Also, is that bottle very weighty?
um
The Jericho one.
the Jericho ones do
I'll
feel
grab mine. Like it's got a cool weight to it.
yeah, it feels a lot more solid. Like the glass is a bit more durable. Like it's a quality. And that's the other thing I want to talk about as well. So I know you, Jim, can't see it, but you guys watching, you might be able to see it. The quality of the oil. I don't know if you can see the quality of the oil in the camera. A bit more translucent there. Kind of drop it upside down so it doesn't.
I mean, mine's a 50 mil. Like mine's a fair bit fucking bigger, but like mine's like that.
But you know the quality. Like you've seen the quality. Like I was trying to show the guy, like those that are watching. You can kind of see the quality where see how it's like nice and clear, and it's like really crisp quality looking oil.
That's way different than this one then.
Is yours nice and clear, or is it kind of foggy? No, yours is clearish.
Clearish, yeah.
This
Time to drop it on the
skin. Is kind of quite very obvious when you start going to skull. Well, you'll kind of actually see this when I pull it in.
Oh, that smells nice.
Ooh. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That doesn't look right.
It looks like Sprite. Like why?
And it does. It does. Because look at the bubbles in it. Look at the fogginess that's in it. It's like weird foggy, like, and it does say with some of these that you have to shake them up. Don't let them settle. Like they might settle, so you might have to shake them up. Which is like, why do I need to shake up my oils? Where with the Jericho,
my dropper's long though. Like I can't like.
But you got the big one. But it's clear though. It's nice and clear, and it looks crisp quality oil.
Like that is
nice and crisp quality oil.
Yeah, like.
But that's saying this is skull. Look at skull. Look how foggy and.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that's one of them.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that is peanut oil or whatever. Like
that's what I mean. Like it's a nut oil because it's got that, which is it looks like okay because it's a nut oil. It literally looks like jizz. Like it literally does. I'm sorry.
It does look like that, but it looks like a lemonade. Like
yeah, because that's what nuts do. That's like not that's what peanuts or almonds or whatever or any kind of nut does. But then there's this one here, and look at that. There's like chunks in it. If you can kind of see it.
What? Why is there chunks in it? Oil.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, what are they like? It says like a lot of their oils contain nut product, but I'm like, where are they getting different textures from? Because I come to this one, and this one's actually clear. Like this is actually clear. The quality of that oil looks like a Jericho oil, but then you've got this one here, which is the Don, and it has chunks in it. Then you go to Cubans, and it has like fog in it. And then you've got like Money. I think this one was yeah, Money's foggy as well, just like Cuban. So whatever ingredient they have is a similar ingredient, and it looks like it's fucking jizz basically, because it's got that fucking white shit in it. And then I come to Barbershop, and Barbershop's clear, but it has some slight chunks in it, like not much, not as bad as the other one. But
there's almond oil in this one, and
that's nice and yeah, it's nice and clear. It's nice and crisp and clean.
This has almond oil, certified organic hemp seed oil, coconut oil, rapeseed oil.
Pumpkin spice is clear as well.
Organic sunflower oil, like
it's pumpkin spice is nice, but not for your beard. It's so strong. It literally smells like a fragrance that you would drop in a fragrance dropper for like a house aroma. Like it felt like a diffuser. It's right? Like this feels like it's not beard oil. It feels like a diffuser oil. Like I don't know what this is. Like it's clean and it looks personally to me like a diffuser oil. It almost feels like they might have just like mixed the oils together, going, "Oh, this is a fragrance oil. Let's mix this with some stuff and make it a beard oil." I'm like, that's not how you do stuff. Like I don't know how these guys do it, but I made the post for it because I bought them. Like
my hands smell like that. I just touched the dropper because of course I've like done that and then screwed it back on.
But that's what I wanted to talk about because, like. The equal value price you're paying for.
Yeah, but these fucking bottles are very weighty as well. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. We're not paid, not sponsored, but this is a personal preference from the use. From the use of using these both for a week. At the end of the day, I prefer Jericho for the quality of the bottles, quality of the oils. Again, this is not a paid This is my opinion because I wanted to buy two because I fucked up me saying the thing because you were telling me about Jericho. I got it confused because I was stuck in the algorithm. I thought, well, I can't buy one and compare it and just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to one. Like, I had to try it, the two different brands, to see what they're like. Which
And
is
now
kind of
you've
like...
tried them.
And I've tried them, and I personally do prefer Jericho. I don't normally go down the routes of beard oils. I don't, like, I've had beard oils. I've never really used many beard oils, but for the fragrance smells as well, just the aromas that these guys have.
You put oil in your beard, it becomes a lot better. Like
That's what I mean. Like, but
it just feels better, right? Like,
but these, like, they don't. When you have them in your beard, it doesn't like. Okay, it's the keyword is oil, right? Keyword is oil, but once you put beard oil in your beard, should it be oily? No.
depends how much oil's in it. Depends on
Yeah.
the quality of the oil.
But that's what I'm saying. So the thing is,
Like
when I put this,
this here, you can put a lot in there, and it's not wet.
that's what I mean. Some of these skull ones, it leaves like a weird, the beard weird and oily and like.
Like this kind of soaks into your beard, like
Yeah.
like it's meant to, like into your, like, because this is mainly for the skin under your beard, and it still coats your beard.
Yeah.
To keep it hydrated, like fresh.
Yeah.
Because if you have a shower, right, and you dry it, like, showering is bad for hair.
Oh, and mind you, it didn't help that I got my little box and this came like this, the Jericho in its little box, when these guys just literally sent me a box with them in it, wrapped up, rolling around in the box. Like, it was just like a bit of black paper with that on top of it. And then like
you do admit the Jericho, like, shipping, like, was it nice and fancy when you opened, like?
That's what I mean. Like, it was a box like that, but you had wrapping paper, and this was like inside that box. Like, you had a box with these secured in a box, where these were just secured by crepe paper, rolling around in the box. Like, they weren't secured at all. Like, it was
ting,
just
ting 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 ting.
yeah, just layers and layers of
Imagine if one cracked. Like,
it's just so much of
my
this.
God,
Literally, the box was just full of so much of that. This black, I got so much of it around the caravan. I got to chuck out still because it's just so much of it, just shoved in the box. Like, there was no.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like, Jericho clearly have they have theirs in a box, like
better
they have
presentation.
their samples set out, like
They're thought about, but they
I think
cared
the other,
about.
like, Skull they just pick three and dunk, chuck it in, wrap it
That's
up.
what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. Like, they actually specifically go,
I'm
okay,
not saying they're bad. Like,
we
they're
have it, like,
wrong for doing that.
clearly Jericho, because I've watched people like their promotion page, like their promotional advertisements. Like, they clearly had the boxes and the inserts designed for it, and then they're hand picked by people to put them into these trays and then pack them, and then that's what goes off as the three. Yep. But like, that's good though. Like, it's being properly secured, so nothing's going to happen to
it. Said, like, they care about their product. They want you to keep coming back, right?
Yeah. Like
I don't know, like, whatever Jericho's doing, it's a fucking fantastic job.
I mean,
fantastic product, fantastic service. Keep fucking doing it.
I mean, they got their card, like their cards like everyone has. They clearly got an AI image on the back here that they've just swapped together. But it's got like on here, it says, thank you for making all this possible, the Skull team. Share a snap of your order on social media and tag us, and we'll slide into your DMs with a surprise discount code. Which I posted on the Beardy Bros, and I haven't checked. I haven't seen anything come through on the DMs. There might be a request sitting there. I don't know. It says we will be donating $1 from your order to the young veterans. It's like, I mean, that's cool, but like, $1, like, I mean, they said they're donating $1, but I'm like, I don't know. Personally, I feel like they could donate a little bit more. But
depends how much the order was.
I know it's like,
because don't forget, like, it's their product, like they're manufacturing that and all the production costs, but like depends how much that was. But
literally, it's funny though because it's stamped. Oh, it's on the card. Oh no, it's on the. It's like it says packed by Will, and there's like a stamp there. But then it says, "Hi Dale, welcome to the Skull family. Thank you for your order. We hope you enjoy this oils." And it says from Josh on the card. I'm like, cool. Like, at least there's some thought going into it.
Yeah, just like the Jericho one when they had my name, like, hey, and like, thank you for purchasing.
And like
it's cool that they actually do that.
And they have another card that has like the information on it. So it's like little about us. It's like, one, we are a team of beard enthusiasts. We're dedicated to creating and crafting and supplying affordable, elite quality grooming products for our bearded Aussie men. We also have a mission to support Australian military veterans through our partner charity, the Young Veterans. It's like we pride ourselves on customer satisfaction. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out. Like they're open about everything, but like still, it's just like I don't know. I don't know. Like the order was like $30, but I feel like $1 from that doesn't feel like I'm helping anyone personally. Like, it's personal opinion to me. Like,
if they're doing it for every order, then it does.
it will add up.
Right.
But then, how many orders are they getting a day? You know what I mean? Though, like, it feels like, are you actually,
I mean, granted, like it could be a lot because
could be why they've still been around for a
like,
while. But
yeah.
But I mean, that's just
Like
my
if-
opinion.
like if-
At the end
like
of
if
the
they got
day,
regular customers, like
I'm not-
you go through one of these
yeah,
kind of things in.
I'm not trying to fully
couple of
bag.
weeks.
I'm not trying to like. I mean, I'm ripping
So-
on them a bit, and I do apologize if I'm ripping too harshly. If anyone does come across this and it's related to it, but at the end of the day, I mean, try it for yourself. If you want to try Skull, that's all blacked out anyway. But like
I mean,
Skull, or if you want to try Jericho, but
I prefer Jericho.
at the end of the day, Jim prefers Jericho. I prefer Jericho, but I'll give them both a go. Give it a fair go, and I'll give them a fair, honest opinion. Like, I just how I am. I prefer, at the end of the day, for my beard and how it feels at the end of it, I prefer Jericho's oils. It feels like I'm
I
plugged.
like the feel of my beard after using the
It's a trap.
shampoo conditioner in the one, and that. Oh my god, it's like
It's a
Snoopy.
trap. It's a trap because we're just generally talking about it. It feels like we're trying to plug it and advertise it. We're not fucking trying to plug and advertise it. But like, how are you supposed to give your opinion on something? Yeah, I know, and that's what I mean. How are you supposed to give your opinion or talk about something without it trying to sound like a cash grab that we're not even getting any cash for? Like, or even free merch
we're not
or
getting
anything.
sponsored
Like,
at all. Like, god dang.
Jim mentioned it. I spent my own money on this to get it because Jim mentioned it. I was like, I'll give it a go while they had their Black Friday sale. That's why I got both of them. I ordered both of them on the Black Friday sale. One was closer. Jericho was closer to me, so that came quicker compared to the fucking Skull, which is in South Australia, so that's why it took a little while to get here. But, like, I don't know.
Right.
It's just crazy, but for my beard anyway, for how it felt and how it feels, I prefer Jericho. In the day, that's what I know.
Like, it's just a. Well, I haven't tried the other one, but I feel like it's a
quality,
nice product.
Yeah, personally to me, Jericho is a nicer quality product. Personally to me. I mean, someone might prefer Skull because it's better for their beard type. Like, each beards are different, and how they react to your skin is completely different. There's some of the oils that they use in Jericho you might have a reaction to, but then what they use in Skull might be fine. Like, each to their own.
You just never know.
So,
like,
but it's just one of those things. But no, so it's something I'm going to try because I want to look at getting the beard butter and stuff eventually, and the wash and stuff. So I will look at that at some point. But yeah, so crazy time.
no, I do recommend get the Godfather shampoo conditioner combo. Amazing.
Yeah. That's all tab there. I got my tab up anyway. But yeah, no. You don't really have anything anyway, do you?
No, not necessarily.
No, there's nothing to worry about. Oh, I do mention as well, McDonald's. I got my hands on the McDonald's thing.
Oh, I did get a pickup, didn't I? I did.
I got the Dalgona. I got the Dalgonia.
Oh.
The sugar, cane sugar, whatever it is, sugar cookie from Squid Games.
Yeah.
Got one of those. I got two of those actually, but yeah. What you got?
I did get something. I forgot. This is obvious though.
Yes.
Indie. I forgot I got an indie.
I got Indie. Dr. Jones.
But no, I do like the inside. They actually put the controller stuff there.
Oh yep. Button layout.
They put some effort in. Like,
Actually show you the layout.
there's no disc there. They didn't send me a disc. I'm only kidding. No, the disc in the Xbox. But
Yeah.
it's kind of useless because it's only 300 kilobytes on the disc.
That's nothing. That's fucking.
That's enough to say you've got the disc in and you can play it. That's about it.
That's pointless.
DRM disc. This is a DRM fucking. You can just sit your fucking.
Oh no, the way that's exactly it. The way that friggin' Xbox is wanting to go.
I'm hoping the PS5 release, if they do a physical, has 2 discs or just one with a partial download.
We don't care about discs. Like, it's fine. Like, we don't care if we have 2 discs with it all in there. Like, just give us. Like,
I mean, if you want to see something cool, I'll be back. This is why I love Square Enix.
Oh, he's got something. Oh, what has he got? I could check the Instagram. Check see if there's any message requests. What have I got? Oh no, it's broken in. Oh, running people block my posts. Do I get do the Beardy Bros get DMs? Do the Beardy Bros get DMs? Oh, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, I haven't checked the message requests. Oh yeah. No, no, it's just spam. Just spam. Oh, I didn't even get DM'd by Skull.
I know it's a bit.
I don't care.
I know it's a bit, but this is why I love Square Enix, right?
I don't care.
Granted, it's still sealed, so quickly open it. But they do a thing, right? Hey, look, you love your game. You want to play it at some point?
Oh yeah, everything. Yeah.
Final Fantasy Rebirth come out this year. One disc,
Where the disc? Oh.
2 discs. Like they literally fucking care. I can play this in the future with that fucking connection. I hope. If not, then I'm an idiot. I just found out that's got reversible cover art, which is pretty cool. But no, there's a data disc and a play disc. Like, I'm praying to God this is what happened to Indiana Jones. Like, it's kind of inexcusable at this point. If you make a physical edition of a game, make sure the game's on the fucking disc. Not that difficult. But now I've opened that, I feel sad. That's proving my point. Just to prove my point. But I'm like, Square Enix keeping physical media alive, baby. I'm actually excited about that because, like, at least you know they're willing to keep doing physical media.
That's it. That's what we want. We want physical media. We don't want.
I should, in theory, be able to just chuck in the data disc and then play disc and still play it in 20 years. 30 years. Easy. But that's all I got for pickups. Just Indiana Jones. I played for like 5 hours of it. Pretty fucking good. I got part 1 on YouTube. It's like 40. It's like 60 gigs for 2.5 hours. I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with high quality. You're gonna work out what you don't.
I had to run it all night. It took like 12 hours to upload.
Yeah, but that's like, you don't necessarily need that high quality video, like, because it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not necessary.
Yeah. I'll do it. I record in 1080/60. I don't care.
Like, yeah, but not many people are playing in, you know what I mean? Like, you can upload that, but most people are still watching in 1080, 30, or 720.
Yeah.
So like, it's no real point.
Right, but there if people want it.
Because yeah, it's such a big file.
And my god, it looks glorious. Well, they don't got to download it, so they just got to play.
Still is a. What's it coming out?
They just got to play it. That's it.
This is what I can pick.
Hey,
It says 1080. Yeah, it says I can select 1080/60, but
well, that's what most things play at 1080/60. That is YouTube default.
no, my YouTube default isn't that.
What?
Yeah, mine's come up a lot lower quality than that.
Oh, fuck.
I always got to change it. Well, on my
That's so
phone, I've
weird.
got 1080/60 set up on my phone. Oh, it's a little bit clearer there for a second.
That's so weird.
Because you still might get it.
I'd
compressed.
decap mine to 1440 because I can't do the fucking 4K on this monitor because there's no point. But get into the Game Awards, which
Yes!
I watched it live. It went for fucking like 3.5 hours. It was
I
long.
know, because Jim was talking about it, and I was like, well, I'm already on my way to... I'm going to go see KRAVEN, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Right?
I watched part of the Game Awards, but we're just going to get into the nitty-gritty of it. We're going to skip all the bull crap. We're just going to go through the categories.
Oh, we're gonna do the awards, see who won the awards, and then do some of what was announced. Some of it. The other stuff might be in like next week or something. Like stuff we've been talking about later on. If they get other reveals later on.
So there was a lot of nominees and stuff, but I don't know.
But when we're not going to do the nominees, we're just going to say who won which category.
Yeah, we're just going to skip to the
But
nitty-gritty.
we will start from the start, which was Player's Voice, which the winner was Black Myth Wukong. Then we had the best esports team, which I knew none of these, but T1, League of Legends won it. Next, there was best esports athlete. I know none of these either, but the winner was Faker. Best esports game was League of Legends.
Oh god, yours is all over the place.
Best. This is in order of they did it in the thing.
True.
Best VR AR game was Batman Arkham Shadow.
Yep.
Best sports racing game was EA Sports FC 25, which makes sense. Best sim strategy game, Frostpunk 2.
Ooh.
Best family game was Astrobot.
Yep.
Best community support was Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
Hang on,
no, that's skip. Because innovation and accessibility.
Yeah, which was Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Yep.
Best fighting game, Tekken 8.
Yep.
Best action, Black Myth Wukong. Which at that point I was like, I'm just gonna buy it, so I bought it. I was like, I gotta fucking do it because it just came out.
Yeah, best action game. Yeah.
Best action adventure, Astrobot.
Mm-hmm.
Content creator, Queso. I know none of them.
I don't know how Queso.
Games for Impact was never. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Best role-playing game was Metaphor ReFantazio from Atlas. Most anticipated game was, of course, GTA 6.
Mm-hmm.
Best debut indie game was Balatro. Best independent game, Balatro. Best multiplayer game was Helldivers 2.
Yep.
Best adaptation was Fallout, which of course.
Yep.
Best audio was Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Yep.
Which makes sense. Best score and music, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yep.
Best performance was Melina Jurgens for Hellblade 2. Best narrative was Metaphor ReFantazio.
Mm-hmm.
Best mobile game was Balatro.
Balatro.
Best art direction was Metaphor ReFantazio.
I got the game, Balatro.
Best ongoing game was Helldivers 2.
Yep.
Which I've seen a lot of people were pissy about that because Destiny and that didn't get it. I'm like, eh. Best game direction was Astrobot. And Game of the Year was Astrobot. Which I think it kind of deserves that. Like, that game was phenomenal. I mean, I'm not taking away from Balatro, Black Myth.
Did you get the studio game direction? Because you got Sony Interactive. Yeah, Sony Interactive for Astrobot.
That was one, yeah.
Studio/game direction award was Sony Interactive for Astrobot and Team Asobi for Astrobot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they weren't on they were on the thing either when I was watching it. What the fuck? That must have been after the fact.
Yeah.
Because like that wasn't in the thing at all.
Yeah, they got the those awards, which makes sense.
But yeah, the game was pretty good this year. Like the games who shone brightly got the awards. Look, I am so surprised that that Helldivers wasn't in Game of the Year contention. Like Helldivers that was massive. And like
So
Shadow of the Erd Tree was in there, like for Game of the Year. Like should have been
I
Helldivers over there. But...
it's interesting though, like streamer though, like Queso, it's so random.
No, it's content creator. It's not
Well,
just streamer. Like there could be a YouTuber
content,
or
yeah,
something.
content creator. But like he's got like 6.2 apparently followers, but it's just like I don't see what he's any different compared to like a lot of other streamers. Like I don't get it.
I have no
Like
idea. I don't know who any of these people are.
like he just plays a lot of shit, but like he doesn't.
I'm not knocking them because like I just haven't seen them.
But like they're no different to most other streamers, so that's why.
But they're voted by the community. Like
yeah,
there are other people like us who are voting these. So
that's what I mean. But it's just like it's just interesting when you like see some of these. It's just like, how does it come to that point? Like, because so many content creators, like, you know what I mean? There's so many. It just
and they pick 5 to be picked into one. Like,
because, I mean, yeah, I've watched it. I mean, not bagging them, but like I've watched the content. I'm like, it's no different to most of the stuff any of us do. Like, they're no, you know what I mean? They're no real.
No, but their community.
But I guess their community, yeah, like. I mean,
which
they could,
makes sense.
I mean, he could be like the Taylor Swift equivalent of like content creating. I don't know.
I know. But there was a lot of reveals for this. A lot of unexpected things, a lot of stuff we knew. But I'll go through the ones that are like out of left field. Like there was a little game once upon a time called Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden, how you want to fucking say it. But Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is coming, I think next year or so. Which looks, it's like a pixel Ninja Gaiden game. It looks pretty fucking good. There's one for Daz called One Move Away.
Yeah, they look good. Packing Tetris.
I hate doing that in real life. Why the fuck would I play it?
Oh, but you know, like I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for that.
Right. Like it's a game for you, Daz.
I like how he's like trying to pack the car and slams the door and it doesn't shut. And he's like, oh, the ukulele, let's readjust that. I was like, yeah, right. Oh, that's my kind of thing.
Slay the Spire 2 looks pretty fucking good.
Yep.
Dave the Diver's getting in the jungle DLC.
Yeah. I was like, what the
hell? Still Pause, which is weird. Still Pause. Is that what I just downloaded? Hang on. I can't bag it if that's what I just downloaded. Still Pause.
yeah.
No, it's still Hunters. Okay, fuck. You had the Midnight Murder Club, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's like it's on PlayStation and PC. It's like I don't know, like a PvP thing. I don't know what the fuck.
But then it was kind of like Prop Hunt because they were like the piano, and then they shot the piano, and they're like, there he is.
Shot the person. Like I'm like, huh? Is there a person behind the piano? Like,
or they were the piano. Like I was like, what? It's like Prop Hunt, or
no, I am keen to look into that though. Like eventually,
I want to go find
rematch,
game.
Which is Sifu football, soccer. I'm like, that looks interesting. Like you kick it off the walls and shit. Like
this is Rocket League.
That's not that's the thing.
That is.
This is people. It's soccer. It's literally soccer.
They ripped off Rocket. They ripped off Rocket League.
Harrison Ford was there.
Just a little bit
He
taller.
also said the person's name wrong. He said Melinda, not Melina. But
that's Harrison Ford.
I just said that he's old, so just let him be.
Yeah.
The Witcher 4, which looks fantastic from what they've shown. Like
I was going to say, when I was watching, because I was watching in 2 times the speed, watching that segment with Harrison Ford at 2 times the speed felt like normal speed for everything else. That's how long.
Yeah, because
he was fart-assing around trying to make jokes and whatever, and he was just like so like slow with saying everything.
He's slow in general now because he's old.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm not saying he's slow, but like age catches up with you eventually.
It was.
But I think he did forget stuff because he just stared at the camera for ages, like just staring.
That's what I mean. It was just goofy. I need to be able to these clips.
Elden Ring Night Rain, which is coming next year, which
Yep.
is co-op Elden Ring, which is fucking dope.
That's new.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming to PC next year. Indiana Jones available now. Like I don't get why that was even there, but the Outer Worlds 2, which got a nice looking trailer coming on everything. Coming on everything.
Coming on everything.
Coming out on everything next year.
Just coming on everything.
Joseph Fares, you know, the It Takes Two and A Way Out
Yeah.
They're Hazelight Studios making a new one called Split Fiction, which looks fantastic. I'm keen.
Oh.
Still Hunters, which is in playtesting. I just got approved for that on Steam a few hours ago, so I downloaded that to try it.
Oh, this app is
It's like a mech 5v5 or whatever. It's like a PvP mech game. Like, ooh. Borderlands 4 got a first look, which looks fantastic. I think that's next year as well.
Oh, I still missed the clip.
Final Fantasy 5 Clive
Still didn't clip
Tekken
the
8.
full fucking. Oh my god, this fucking COD clip.
Virtua Fighter is coming back after like 20 years.
Virtua.
2006 was the last one, I think. Like, that's fucking crazy. Kojima. Turok Origins, which Turok coming back, baby, from the beginning. Like, yep, from Saber. Helldivers 2 have the Illuminate from earlier. Literally, as that was announced, I got the update. Like, yes, 5 gigs. I'm like, that's a hefty update.
It's at work.
Warframe 1999 is dropping tomorrow. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, a new Onimusha game. Finally, after like 20 years, again, like
Onimusha. No idea what the Onimusha is.
Onimusha. It's a PS, I think, on the Xbox as well, like a samurai game back in the PS2 days.
No.
The first Berserker Kazan gets a CGI trailer, which I still have no idea what that game is. Dying Light, the Beast. There's more Dying Light coming. Game of Thrones, King's Road. That looked interesting. I don't know what that is, but also the Payday devs who made 1 and 2 have got a game called Den of Wolves coming out. Looks interesting.
Den of Wolves.
I thought they did Payday 3, but there was another dev team who did that. That's right, it's fucking trash.
It's way different. I haven't played it.
Mafia: The Old Country, like Mafia going back to the beginning as well. Like, there's a lot of things doing that. That's like before the original Mafias. Okami, you know, the old PS2 Okami. We had the paintbrush. That's getting a sequel now. I'm like, holy fuck! That game's getting a sequel after 20 years. And which is cool because I don't know. Like, I love that game back on the PS2. It is on PS4 and 5 as well now. I don't know about Xbox. I don't know if it's on there or not.
App is so shit.
And to round it off, they ended it literally with Naughty Dog's Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet.
Yep.
And it looks fantastic.
It does.
Then again, it's in-engine. It's not a CG trailer, thankfully, but there's still no gameplay.
Yeah.
It's the game itself, but it's a cutscene.
Yeah.
Which is good. Like, it's in-engine. That's how it's gonna run. Look, it's gonna be fantastic. The amount of detail they crammed in there, though, like just on a thing like that, which means the engine can run it. Like, it can run it. Like, it's gonna be amazing. Of course, there's idiots out there, ignorant morons.
I saw something earlier.
They're saying it's like Abby all over again. Like, oh my god.
I laugh because someone goes, "Oh, we're expecting a game. This isn't what we wanted." And I said to him, "No, it's not. It's way better."
Yeah, like
it's way better than what I expected that they're gonna bring. Like, it's just people, man.
I don't
Yes.
fucking. They're still gonna buy it, so fuck them. But yeah, like the Game Awards wasn't half bad.
No,
I
it
mean,
was
I am sad. Like they had Naughty Dog there, but not Insomniac. Like no Wolverine, no Venom. That Venom game that was leaked. None of it. I was like,
nothing.
they must be holding back for another event. Like, because like for
More work, whatever.
Wolverine, they're meant to be coming out like next year or so, like or 2026. Like they're coming out soon. You think they'll be starting to hype that up, right? But instead, we might get that first, that Intergalactic, because that
Yeah.
might be next year. Because they've been
Well, that's
working
it.
on it for 4 years
That's it. So
since 2020, like after Last of Us Part 2.
yeah,
So I am keen to see like whatever they've been got cooking behind the scenes. Apparently, it's not open world, but it's a bigger
Yep.
world, like what Last of Us Part 2 had with them open sections.
Yep. Makes sense.
They said it's the biggest one they've done. So I'm interested. Like, it's still going to be hopefully cohesive, not just do whatever the fuck you want and get lost,
Yeah.
like an Ubisoft thing. But well, like Ubisoft has a formula, but like I'd hope Naughty Dog don't do that.
Well, that's it. Just do something different each time. Like mix up a little bit more. Don't be so same rinse and repeat. Just
Yeah.
reskinning basically.
But no, the next year is going to be interesting
Oh, this fucking app.
and
Pisses me off.
future. I'm already keen for next year's Game Awards. I almost said Grand Theft Auto. Next year's Grand Theft Auto. Next year's Game Awards already. He already got the date locked down, like the 11th of December next year. Like fuck, which is a Thursday again. But no, I give that like a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wasn't I'm excited for a lot of stuff
Would watch
from
again?
that. Not watch again, but I watched trailers again.
Watch the whole awards.
I'm not watching the whole fucking award. 3.5 hours.
This is the length of a Lord of the Rings episode.
You say episode? Fuck.
Well, episode 1.
Fuck. Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, like, and then we got 4, 5, 6 with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Because 1,
No.
2, and 3 are the Hobbit.
No, they're Hobbit 1, 2, and 3, and then you got Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3.
4, 5, 6.
Oh.
But yeah, like
Ow.
I was gonna run through all of them, but I'm not gonna go through all the.
No,
fucking...
there's too much. There's too much.
Jesus.
There
Like, there's
people.
stuff that...
All you have to do is just YouTube Game Awards, and there's so much shit that you'll be able to come across. Like,
So if any of the names piqued your interest, just go YouTube them.
I'm literally gonna
Google
call
them, whatever.
I'm literally gonna call this episode Game Awards just to try and get us in the algorithm. So,
Game Awards, Game Awards.
and I'm actually even uploading.
Because we are the awards. We are Game Awards.
I might even get this episode uploaded early just so I can get in the algorithm, just to like while Game Awards is trending. So who knows?
Right. But my brain started to get a bit towards the end there.
It is getting late.
Trying to get the things fucking reeled off. It's like
I
I don't usually follow stuff like that, but that was fucking with me.
I'm just letting you go off with it. I'm trying to know these clips on the PlayStation app on the fucking download. It's so fucking pain in the ass. Pisses me off. It just fucking lags and shit. It's like,
Because these are still fresh in my damn mind from watching it, so I was just trying to get them as quickly as possible.
oh my god.
But only Musha after so long, like since PS2,
Yeah.
which you can play the third Onimusha game on PS5, PS4 with back compat.
The app is so slow. I'm clicking it.
I did download it once. I uninstalled it because I'm like, I don't want to play that yet. But anything else you want to add, Des, or?
Not really. Just me getting frustrated with this fucking PlayStation app. I'm trying to download my clips. Oh, just click the fucking swipe and download.
You think so?
just chugs along like it needs so much fucking processing. Like,
It does. I don't know why yours is so slow though, because mine's pretty bam.
oh, it just chugs up. Like,
For a
it's like-
30-second clip, you just tap the button and it starts downloading.
yeah, but trying to get it to fucking swipe across. It's just, oh. Next video, I'll get it to fucking open or play it and know which clip it is.
Right?
Oh, that's
But,
what. Yeah, I'm just getting mad. So I'm like, I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, I didn't know clips.
Getting mad. Yeah, we don't take any more of your time. This is it's not a long or a short
No,
one, but
it's an hour and a half, like we're saying it was gonna be. Surprisingly, we fitted it in.
well, I told you about an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, it actually fucking.
I didn't keep my eye on it, but yes, with that one comes another episode, an early one for us.
Yeah, get it out the way.
It feels weird.
I know, because tomorrow's gonna come. I'll be like, oh, podcast. Oh no, we don't have to do that. It's gonna be
More time for gaming.
Well, that's it.
But yeah, thank you, Beardies and Beardettes,
Exactly.
for joining us on this Game Award filled episode. Well, hopefully, there's something from the awards that you look forward to, like that Turkish delight right there. It's just, but as always, we appreciate you watching, listening. If you made it this far, put down the bottom the Illuminate for democracy. And as always, we have been Dale and Jim. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye bye. Oh man. That's what they do on COD when they fucking grab you.